So, first night camping, wild camping. And I say wild, it's the country park around the corner from me. And that's as wild as it's getting right now. This is a test run. I've been wanting to do this for a while. And the end goal is to be able to walk 3-4 days continuously and just pitch up wherever I am. The idea of exploration, of adventure, of freedom, of finding new places. That's what I want. That's what I want. So yeah, this is just a practice run. You know, practice setting up the tent, practice packing the bag, seeing how much space I have in the bag, seeing what I can fit in the bag, seeing what I need to take, seeing what I forget, and seeing what happens when I get there. That's the thing. That's like the phase I'm going through, is the seeing what happens when I get there, rather than trying to plan everything. So I don't know where I'm going to pitch tonight. I've taken my cooking apparatus, but I'm probably not going to cook anything. I'm not hungry, so I've just brought some like snack bars. The backpack is ridiculously full. Let me show you. Hold on. So yeah, you can see the backpack is full to the brim, and I've not even taken any spare clothes, packed any food. So yeah, I'm obviously going to need a bigger bag. The sleeping bag seems to take up most of the room, so I don't know if the sleeping bag's too thick, but I'll check that out. So yeah, wish me luck, and I will check in when I'm on the way. Ooh, exciting times! We're only about 20 minutes in. It's already feeling a little bit heavy. Well, feels good. It's heavy in a good way. Although I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get like enough food and clothes in there for like a 3 to 7 day hike, so that's going to be interesting to learn. But yeah, just walking up now into the country park. Ooh, just walking up now into the country park. Going to get deep into it and hopefully find a little secluded area, maybe a little woods, and start setting up camp. So catch you soon. Yeah, buddy. Found a little spot. Seems pretty secluded. There's a little path just over yonder, but it doesn't really lead anywhere. And it's quite deep into the country park, so I think we'll be okay here. It's getting on for, say, 7 PM now, so I can't see many people passing through. But yeah, just going to clean up the area a little bit. Going to give it a clean, a little bit of a sweep. And this is going to be the spot for the night. Yeah, man. Let's go. managed to put the tent up with only one minor injury, a slight nick to the thumb, but it's all part of the experience. There we go, she's up. I mean, I put her up back to front and she doesn't look, she's not as tight as I'd like it to be. But I think I need to put the wind ropes on, although I'm probably not going to do that because it's not windy. But yeah, pretty easy to put up. I've got the Nature Hike Cloud 2, two-man tent, because I'm a big guy, 6'2", built like a brick-ish ass. Not really. But yeah, I like the space. I like to have the space. So we're going to get the bed set up and load the gear in, and yeah, ready to rock and roll. Happy days. Enjoying it so far, and it's nice and quiet as well. Listen to this. Oh, bliss. Like I said, biggest bit of kit, sleeping bag. It's only a cheap one that I got years ago, and I'm just kind of utilising old stuff for now. Because I've got a tendency to buy things, be like, yeah, I'm going to do this, and then I'll do it once and never do it again. So just utilising old equipment before I start investing. But I've heard that the down sleeping bags seem to roll up smoother, roll up smaller. So yeah, I think this we'll give this a bit of a crack for tonight, and then look at, that'll probably be my next investment, a better sleeping bag, because it took up half the bag, and it's ridiculous. Look at that. We are out here, in it. Yeah, this is something that's been coming for a while. Like, I bought the van last year and started living in the van and love it. I love the freedom of it. I love being able to go wherever I want, exploring new places. I love the ability to go to places that are a little bit quieter and get out the hustle and bustle of towns and cities. And through 2020, through COVID, I really kind of, like everybody else, we all got locked down, right? And we was told to be safe, and we was in our houses all the time. We worked from home. We had our joy at home. We had our free time at home. Everything was at home. And I was working remotely for myself, self-employed, so I didn't have any work colleagues to confer with or to communicate with. And that lasted for, I know, it lasted for like 4 years for me. I just couldn't seem to break out of it. And through that, I developed a lot of anxiety about getting outside and doing things and living life. So these last 2 years have really been about just getting back in touch with learning to live again, especially after the recovery from psychosis as well. How the psychosis told me that everything was the devil, everything was sin. And like I had to kill myself to get out of it, right? This is the thing that was in my head, the voice that was in my head. Being able to just go out and enjoy myself and live again, and also live in a different way. Like I never would have done this before. I'd have been too scared. I've always been scared. As a kid growing up, I was scared of insects, or scared of the dark, or scared of being bullied. I was bullied. So I was just always scared. I remember running home through fields because I didn't want to walk because I'd hear a noise and I was scared about things. But not anymore. I'm not scared. There's nothing to be scared of. There really is nothing to be scared of. If you think about it, like, what's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is ultimately death. That's the worst case scenario. I mean, it can happen in a multitude of different ways that are quite bad, but that's the worst case scenario. Nothing you can do about it. So you may as well just live and enjoy the rest of it. Really and truly. But yeah, I just want to get brave. I want to become more brave in terms of living out in the wild, staying out in the wild, being able to walk for 3 or 4 days continuously, not worrying about hygiene too much. I'm sweating, or I'm going to smell, or what about clothes? What about this? What about that? What about food? What about water? And just learning to rely on. See, I still believe in God. I still have faith. So it's about learning to rely on God for me, learning that wherever I go is where I need to be, and God will be there to provide. Whether it's just a slice of bread and a cup of tea, it's more than enough. What more do you need? Jesus said that, I think it was written in the Old Testament, and Jesus quoted from the Old Testament, that man cannot live on bread alone, but by every word out of the mouth of God. Which kind of makes sense, right? It's not just about food and water, fitness and exercise, and it's about oxygen. It's about faith. It's about following that feeling, that intuition, that deep intuition that we've all got, that it's like, go and do this, go and try this. Live in this way, like experience life like this a little. And you kind of go, oh yeah, I'd like to, but what about this and what about that? And fear, which is the enemy's tactic, right? So yeah, that's what it's about. It's about just getting even freer. And I also want to eventually learn to like be able to survive in the wild without going to Aldi. You know, whatever that means. I'm not too sure at the minute. This is just a starting point. So this is just a test run. Local country park, a little bit of a woods, quick tent setup. I've not really brought any food or any entertainment or anything like that. Just the basics, just to see what it's about, just to see if I can manage it for one night and if I enjoy it. So the next the next trip, the next adventure, I want to get the trains and the buses to the Lake District or the Yorkshire Dales, depending on how I'm feeling and whatever. And do like 2 or 3 days. Stop off in little towns on the way up there, stop off in towns while I'm there, walk around the peaks and the lakes, and just explore, adventure. And the challenge of like finding somewhere, the challenge of getting there, that's what I'm after. A bit of a challenge. Get out of my comfort zone, you know? But I think that's all for now. I may check in with you later when it gets dark. I've brought myself a little snazzy light. Well, this is for the van, actually. It's a little compact light, and it basically unfolds, if I can do it with one hand, into like one of them lights. So, yeah, I've got that. I would like to get a book, but not brought one today. Just going to chill. Listen to the sounds of the woods. Embrace it. Take it in. So that's it for now. Speak to you later. Getting ready for bed now. Starting to get a little bit dark outside. There's still a little bit of light, but not a great deal. I dug a fire pit. I dug a fire pit and tried to make a fire. Went up pretty quickly, so happy with that. There was a helicopter going over above, so I decided to put it out because there was quite a bit of smoke. So I'm not sure if there's a way to make a fire without too much smoke. Maybe it's the choice of materials. But yeah, I managed to get that going quite easily, so happy with that. And it's so peaceful. I just literally stood outside the tent for maybe 10-15 minutes, just stood still, listening. And there's something about, usually I can't stand still, I can't stay still. I'm always like, I need to do something. And just being outside there, I didn't want to do anything. It was just, there was like rustling in the bushes I was listening for, which was like mice and things or whatever. And then I could hear certain birds, and I could hear the wind going through the trees, and it's almost, you know, I was thinking about, you know, when you watch documentaries of chimpanzees and gorillas, and they just sit there like that. That's what it feels like. I think because you're a little bit on edge listening, but you feel very calm, very relaxed. It's like a alert calmness, or a calm alertness, and it's nice. So yeah, I could get used to this. I need to get a bigger rucksack for sure. This is, you know, a bigger rucksack and a smaller sleeping bag. So the next investment will be a bigger rucksack. Probably get a second-hand one. You can get them cheap as chips off Facebook Marketplace, like a 60-70 litre. Get them for like 30-40 quid. Brand new, they're like, you know, you're looking at like £100. And then sleeping bag, I'll probably just get a cheaper one, rather than spending 100 quid on a sleeping bag. Maybe get a down, but there's a few out there that are more compact than the one I've got, and I don't need a super warm one at the minute, although as it gets colder I might. But then I could just get like a summer one, or a summer autumn one, spring summer autumn one, and then like a winter kind of one as well. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'd like somewhere to sit as well. I don't know if you can get like really small foldable chairs or something like that, or maybe I'll just get like a picnic blanket, see which is smaller. But it'd be nice to just have somewhere to sit outside, so you're not sat on the forest floor, because there's bugs on the floor, man, and I'm wearing shorts at the moment. I didn't come prepared, really. I came in shorts and a vest. But I've got my tick spray on and my midge spray on, so I'm protected against the elements in that respect, protected against the wildlife. But it's just like, yeah, if they crawl up inside your shorts and then you get in your tent, and you don't need it, do you? You don't need it, mate. You don't need it. I'm looking forward to a proper like 2 or 3 day adventure with a bigger rucksack and supplies and cooking supplies, and I'll probably bring a book or two and some tea, and just like, yeah, just embrace it, man. I'm looking forward to it. So that's me for tonight, guys. Sleep well. I will see you in the morning for a quick update. Hopefully I get a good night's sleep, but if not, it don't matter, because we're out here, and that's the mission. Good night. God bless. Good morning. Good morning indeed. It's beautiful waking up, listening to the sounds of the birds. However, there are some birds this morning that are not so beautifully sounded. I think it was like an eagle or like a baby eagle, just screeching. But yeah, not a bad night's sleep. I realised that I've camped on the piss. Look at this. Hold on a second. Yeah, I've camped on the piss. So I kept sliding off the sleeping mat, and then I had to rearrange myself, because if you sleep on your side and you sleep at an angle, you just keep toppling over, or it's just not comfortable. So throughout the night, I kept adjusting. So yeah, that's just something I've learned for next time. And initially the sounds of the woods, everything comes alive at night. So there's lots of scratching from the beetles. There's the Beatles, not the band, from the beetles like crawling around on the floor, and it sounds, because your head's close to the floor, it sounds louder than it is. And then at a few points I had something come up and sniff. I think it must have been a fox or a badger or something, but it was sniffing around the tent. So yeah, your brain like starts to play tricks on you. Maybe it's a person, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. But after about half an hour, 45 minutes, and you realise it's not actually anything, you manage to relax and it's all calm. So yeah, pretty good night. A couple of bits I need: a thicker sleeping bag for when it gets colder, extra clothes, therefore a bigger rucksack. But yeah, I'm gonna get up now, get dressed, brush my teeth, pack up, see how that goes. So all in all, success. On to the next.